Well, good day. I'm the third horseman. And I'm going to keep talking shit about Gen Z. It seems like the only relevant thing to really talk about nowadays. You know, how fucking stupid Gen Z is and Gen Alpha and whatever the fuck comes after them. I don't even know if that generation's born yet. So, Gen Z. Don't forget that I'm one of you, but yet I'm still saying this shit. You, Gen Z, you have no idea what the term work ethic means, do you? I don't think anybody ever really taught it to you, what it means, what work ethic means. And it starts with something very simple. If you're late, you're fired. If you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. Basically, if you come into work late, expect to be fired at some point soon. If you come into work on time, you'll never really be on time because you have to, get dressed in your workwear, or if you just come into work, punch in, whatever, you're never really on time per se. When you're early, you have whatever amount of time until you have to punch in so you can prepare yourself for the workday. Like, I worked at a hardware store for a little bit. I was always like half an hour early. At the least. At the most, I was there like maybe 2 hours early than I should have been. The only reason that happened is because my alarm went off way earlier than I thought it would. So I was at work before the doors even opened. And I wasn't one of the employees with the keys. So I had to wait for the manager to come to unlock the doors. By that point, it was still, I was an hour early. So I had an hour to get situated, put my apron on, put my work shoes on, my work pants on. They were khakis, a dark shirt, collared, like a navy blue collared shirt. Tuck it in, put the belt on, get situated pretty much. Just prepare myself for the work day. Then I punched in. That's me personally. I always show up to work early. Because my mom told me this stuff, When you get a job, if you come in late all the time, you're likely to get fired pretty fucking soon. If you come in on time, you're never really ready for the workday. You haven't prepared yourself for the rest of the day, whether it be, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever it is. If you come in early, you have time to mentally prepare yourself. Like if you're dealing with customers, you have time to mentally prepare yourself for the dumb questions the customers are going to ask you. You have time to prepare yourself, like get ready, for the workday before it actually starts. So I'm always early. That's rule number one of work ethic. You're always early. Doesn't matter. You're like, oh, I don't want to get up. I can still sleep another hour. But I'll just be barely on time. I'll have enough time. I used to ride 2 hours on a bike just to get to work. No, yeah, currently I don't have a job. What can I say? In the previous videos, really the first one of late, I've mentioned and talked about my career path and my retirement. I have everything planned out because I finally know what I want to do for a living. After years of, I want to be a violinist. I played violin pretty shit. It was a pretty. I played violin, but I played it real shitty. Like I didn't really put effort into it. That was in middle school, I think. Fifth grade? Not even like elementary school. Wasn't even in sixth grade yet. But yeah. When you're younger, you're like, oh, I want to be a fireman. I want to be a policeman. Uh, I had those two options. Yeah. Then I was like, I want to be in the Army. I want to be in the Air Force. Well, I can't be in the Air Force with glasses. Gotta have 20/20 vision, perfect vision to be a fighter pilot. That's what I wanted to do for a little while. And when I learned I couldn't, I switched back to Army. Then when I went to actually enlist, they said I'd be more of a liability than anything else because of all of my medical records stating, my vision and, ADHD. Not the fact that I got a lazy eye, that was another thing. I mean, I only use one eye at a time. I have 2D vision. I can't see in 3D. That's the fucked up part about this. Like you can see, I only use one eye at a time. Whatever eye I'm not using wanders off to the side. I can focus them. When I do focus them, usually I'm being real serious about something. I don't even know that I'm doing it. I just do it. So I went from wanting to be in the military to welding. And I've stuck with that for years now. And I finally made the decision to go to college about it. And I'm trying to get in. I've been approved for a government grant, and I just need to figure out how much it'll cost for another agency I'm going through, MRS, Michigan Rehabilitation Services. And, so they can have the amount they can pay for and whatnot. But, I'm getting my life together. Most Gen Zers, if not all, well, no, most, some are like me, most complain about how Gen Z has ruined the economy for, Gen X has ruined the economy for Gen Zs, and truth be told, the economy has been fucked for decades. I mean, JFK was like the last good president we had. And then there was Reagan. He did a little bit of good. But then so far, like after that, Trump, okay, I don't totally agree with Trump, but I like what he's doing. I'm not really with either side. I don't vote. I just like that, what he's doing. It's inspired me a little bit. So, yeah. Like I always say, if I ever become president, I'm unfucking this country. That'll be my motto, you know? Unfuck America. I have my own ideas for, if I become president. It's not going to happen. But, if it does, I've got my plans and I know I'm going to win the country over. I mean, after all, I am I'm a poor motherfucker. If I become president, I'm going to be one of, 3/4 of the country. I'll be exactly like them. I'll just be running for president. I don't know. Something to do when I'm older, maybe. But that kind of puts welding and saturation diving on the back burner, and I don't really want to do that. So, whatever happens, happens. I have my aspirations. I have my goals. I've chosen my career path. Gen X didn't fuck the country for us. They didn't fuck the economy for us. We're doing that shit on our own. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming it just on Gen X. Because, each generation has tried to, fix the country since 1776. And, we've had our ups and downs. But it's not just one generation of people. It's pretty much every generation has either tried to help this country and succeeded, or tried to help this country and made it a whole lot worse. Regardless. What the fuck are you doing, Gen Z? You're still fucking this country up. Did you know that most of the blue-haired, leftist, woke people are Gen Z? And millennials too, but mainly Gen Z. Did you know that? I'm going to say something that my friend says all the time. And it makes sense. You go woke, you go broke. Video game companies that went woke have now been bankrupt. They've lost all their employees. They've gone under. They no longer exist. Volition, for instance. I just learned recently that Volition, the company that helped out with the Saints Row franchise, they went bankrupt. All their employees lost their jobs. Volition is no more because of the woke leftist movement. They went woke and they went broke because they no longer exist. There's proof right there for you. So, Gen Z, you're really fucking up this country for the rest of us. You've done more in 10 years to fuck up this country than most of anybody else. All right. I remember when LGB was all it was. Now they're the fucking alphabet mafia, and most of that is because of Gen Z. Oh, I'm a cis het fucking pony boy, whatever the fuck. Seriously? You went from LGB to LGBTQA plus RZ fucking alphabet mafia. You use almost all 26 letters, goddammit. You, Gen Z, have fucked this country up for yourselves, and you're blaming it on Gen X for your own stupidity. Really? Fuck you. Yeah, and I love shitting on Gen Z, because I can do it. I am Gen Z. The only thing is I act more like Gen X than anything else. I was raised by a Gen X and a baby boomer. My grandmother, 1951. My mother, 1976. I was raised by two of them. Or by both of them, I mean. My grandma was a baby boomer. My mom was a Gen X. I was raised by those two.